Kyle Hunter for BangTheBook.com. It's a look at Thursday's college basketball slate. This one's going to be a little bit different than what I've done in the past because obviously it's not regular season anymore. We don't know who everybody's going to play tomorrow as I record this here on Wednesday. So what I'll do is I'll look at a few games here for the Thursday college basketball slate. And at the end of this, I'm going to take a look at the American Athletic Conference Tournament. It's a good one to look at because it doesn't start there until Thursday, so you'll be able to get the futures odds, have more of a chance to get to those than if I gave you one from earlier in the week where you have to just wait for a sports book to possibly put back the odds, put the odds back up. So we'll look at the American Athletic Conference. First, we'll look at some games here for Thursday, try to help you get an edge before you make your bets. Before I get into that, check out everything that's going on at BangTheBook.com. I've got my daily college basketball free picks piece there at Bang the Book, 76 and 52 so far this year. It's been a really good season thus far. Hope to try to finish it out well. The free picks also get my analysis, try to look at why I give that play. I'm trying to help people with, not just picks that win, and that's certainly the hope. I'm not trying to give out losers at any point with anything I do. But I also want to get you the insight of how you can try to do this on your own, different ways to find winning edges against the books. And I think that's a good way to look at it. So check out that every single day. Check out these videos here. Subscribe on YouTube to Bang the Book. Adam Burke does the videos here for Bang the Book. I do a couple a week. Brian Blessing does videos here. Lots of good information. Also listen to Bang the Book Radio if you haven't already. Lots of good information also there that is still pertinent to what's going on this weekend. Talk about a lot of different angles. We covered every single conference tournament on handicapping the hardwood there on Bang the Book Radio, so I encourage you to check that out. And now let's take a look here at some of the Thursday games for the games that we know. First of all, Indiana and Ohio State. Everybody knows I'm an Ohio State fan. I'm an objective fan, though. I'm not just rose-colored glasses. This is one of those where Ohio State is clearly a better team with Caleb Wesson. No doubt. He's going to play here. Ohio State, I wouldn't have given them much of a chance at all if Caleb Wesson wasn't playing here. With him playing, I think he can score down low, get enough rebounds to help them out. Indiana, certainly still the team with the higher upside, though. Indiana has been a very volatile team this year. Obviously, they're capable of big things. They beat Michigan State twice. I don't need to tell you that. Ohio State, I don't think, is capable of those huge wins. They have that one really good win over Cincinnati in the first game of the season. They haven't really progressed from that point. They don't have really good wins on the season. Ohio State plays hard. Holtman's a good coach. They'll have more talent there in the future. But I don't think they have the talent that Indiana does. I would lean Indiana in this game. If you look at the way Indiana's been playing of late, certainly would be encouraging to lean that way because Indiana's trending in the right direction. Ohio State, like I said, getting Wesson back gives them a chance, but I think I'd lay the 1.5 if I had to bet this game. The other thing that concerns me quite a bit about Ohio State, turnover problems. I mean, they can lose games solely because of turnovers sometimes. Their guard play, as far as handling the basketball, has not been very good this year. So I'll lean to Indiana against the Buckeyes in this one. Penn State and Minnesota, another Big Ten matchup. Penn State's -2 in this one. To me, first thing I see when I look at this, I always try to look at a game and see, what does the line say about this game? Penn State is -2. Penn State is definitely not going to make the NCAA tournament unless they win this tournament, the Big Ten tournament. I mean, I've seen stranger things happen because I like Penn State, but it'd be a really rough run here. They'd have to beat several really good teams and play well every single day. I don't think they'll win the tournament. I do think that Penn State is capable of some upsets here, and I do like Penn State as a team. Purdue would need to be on upset watch if Penn State wins this game. It'd be a tricky game there for Purdue. Penn State played the second toughest schedule in the country this year, certainly playing good basketball of late. They're favored here on a neutral against a team who will likely make the NCAA tournament. Tells you quite a bit about what the books think about these two teams. I agree with that. I think this is a good revenge spot here for Penn State. Minnesota won by 1 point in Minnesota against Penn State, a game that Penn State led much of the game. So Penn State gets a chance of revenge here on a neutral court. I think Penn State wins this one, and I would certainly lean toward them minus the 2 points as well. I'm curious to see where this line goes because, are people going to look toward Minnesota based on them being a likely NCAA tournament team, or are people going to look at recent play and want to bet Penn State? It's curious. I will be very curious to see where this line goes. I like Penn State in this one. Central Michigan and Kent State, there is no line on this game thus far, but we do know they're playing each other. So I'll talk about it a little bit here. I think this one comes out about pick'em. If you look at this, Central Michigan is the better team here, I believe. I think Central Michigan is a little bit more complete of a team, have more scoring options. But, and this is the reason I wanted to say this about this game, Quicken Loans Arena, Kent State will definitely have a home court advantage in this one. This is a Kent State team that gets very good fan support there. Central Michigan will not have that many people here. Kent State, a team that is capable of pulling upsets. They've been inconsistent this year. I'd be cautious about taking Central Michigan here because I don't think that, this tournament is not set up for the teams from a long ways away to do a lot of winning. You can get some pretty good home court advantages there at Quicken Loans Arena for the Ohio teams. Northern Illinois and Toledo. So here's another one where I think it's really interesting because, again, Toledo will have somewhat of a home court advantage. I don't think Toledo will have the type of home court advantage that Kent will because Kent's much closer than is Toledo to Quicken Loans Arena. But Northern Illinois shouldn't have too many fans here. I did want to point out this game, though, because if Northern Illinois is +6, somewhere in that range, I think they could be a good look here against the spread. I think there's a good chance they lose this game. But Northern Illinois switches up their defense. I think they have a good coach. They're pretty consistent on offense this year as well. This is a Northern Illinois team that has played a lot of close games of late. So has Toledo. Toledo's won a lot of games. Even the final margin in some of their games is a little bit misleading because the game's been closer than that. So I think this will likely be a close game. Northern Illinois almost won at Toledo here recently. My one concern about this one is Northern Illinois is not close to home and they won't have that big of a fan base. I do still lean them plus the points in this game. Let's take a look at the American Athletic Conference. First up, let's say, where is this being played? FedEx Forum in Memphis. The under's 53.9% there since 2005. To me, this is a conference that, is wide open. Very good conference, a lot of very good teams here. FedEx Forum is, a good home court advantage here for the Memphis Tigers. What's Memphis going to do here? Memphis hosts, so they'll get a lot of love because of that. I'm not sure this team's consistent enough, though, to get it done here. This is a Memphis team that has been pretty good at times, but has also looked very bad at some times. If you look at the bracket here, I think Houston's clearly the best team in this conference. Houston is not going to back down against anybody. Houston is a very balanced team, very complete team. This is a Houston Cougars team that just looked very good in their last game against Cincinnati, though. And I'm very concerned. I always want to look at things from a pricing standpoint, value. What gets us the best value in each game? So in this one, Houston, I don't see much value on them at this number. They're minus 112 on Bookmaker. I can't take Houston minus 112. This is a good conference. There's plenty of teams here who could beat Houston. Houston is the best team. It's not by a huge margin. I can't take Houston minus 112. I think there's some recency bias in this game. UCF is plus 500 at 5 dimes, plus 600 at Bookmaker. As I do this video here on Wednesday, these lines could certainly move around. I see that as a very real possibility is that, we'll see differences by Thursday. But, as I do this video, UCF plus 500, plus 600 at Bookmaker. I do think a better way to bet UCF if you want to bet them is a money line rollover. Bet UCF in each game, roll over your winnings, bet them again on the money line in the next game. You'll get a better price than what you will from a future standpoint. So that's one thing I wanted to point out on this video is you need to look at when you're looking at futures, is it the best value you can get? If it's the best value you can get as far as plus 600, then go ahead and take it. But usually money line rollovers are going to make you more money than is the futures price. The futures price is usually depressed a bit. So definitely keep that in mind as you're betting these. The bottom of the bracket here, clearly the easier side of the bracket. You need to find a team from the bottom that you want to back here. Cincinnati, 4 or 4.5 point favorite against Temple if they play in that game. So I have to like Cincinnati here on the bookmaker line right now, plus 365 at bookmaker. Shop around for these prices. This is very important. Plus 250, even plus 225 some places at Cincinnati. So I do not like Cincinnati plus 250. I don't like them plus 225. I do like them plus 365 because I think there's a good chance they get to the finals here, and then you can hedge out of Cincinnati and make a profit. So I like Cincinnati here from the future standpoint. I think that Houston is the best team in this conference, and Houston is the most likely team to win this conference tournament. I just don't want to take minus 112 or plus 100 on Houston. I think there's too many landmines, potential landmines here to take Houston. And that's the way I wanted to say this is, you want to look at things from a value standpoint. So find a team that you think has value. They don't have to win that conference tournament to make money. Cincinnati doesn't have to win the conference tournament here for you to make money on Cincinnati plus 365. I also think UCF on a money line rollover is a decent chance here because they can upset Houston. They already proved they can. UCF is a very tough matchup. So if you want to take a team from the top, take a UCF, do a money line rollover. You can also take Cincinnati from the other side. That's the way I like to try to approach this is you could end up with two teams matching up against each other, and not just in the American Athletic Conference. In other conferences, I think this is a good idea. So there's a look at the American Athletic. Follow me on Twitter at Kyle Hunter Picks. Follow Bang the Book at Bang the Book. Subscribe to Bang the Book on YouTube. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Check out my daily article there at bangthebook.com. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I will see you again later this week.